Okay. Good morning. I am J. Subramaniyan, Associate Professor and Coordinator, Political Science and Public Administration, DDE, ANNAMALAI University. Political Science department is one of the important department in the distance education. Political science became as one of the major subject in the international arena. In the mundane level, the political science giving a wide perspectives to the common people and the educationalists and also the research aspirants. It will be more viable to all the people. Such a manner the course is playing a significant role. So, we the ANNAMALAI University, we are offering a distance mode, the political science program to the students. We are having a semester pattern. In the semester pattern, every semester we are having a 4 paper. Number 1 is a Principles of Political Science. Remaining the paper will be displayed. It is available in the prospects through content wise. But let me today focus about more on detailed manner about the Principles of Political Science, because the Principles of Political Science lay down giving a basic fundamental ideas about details of political science. That is why this paper is playing a significant role, mitigating and vital role in the political science. So, in the semester pattern, 4 semester, the political science, MA political science program comprise of 4 semester, consists of 4 semester. In the first semester, the Principles of Political Science paper became as a first paper. When you go through the Principles of Political Science paper, a student would have more enlightened knowledge, clear cut knowledge about the subject. So, that is why I will give you a detailed picture about the Principles of Political Science. It consists of 5 units. So, each and every units where we will discuss about elaborately. You will gather a more knowledge related to the political science. Principles of Political Science. Why we would have studied the Principles of Political Science? Many people might have a question that because in many other universities or institutions they taught as a political science theory, or a few other institution they history of political science, likewise different manner they had taught about. Theory, principles, science all are almost similar together in nature. Principles means a fundamental law. That is why we have to learn about the fundamental law of political science. So, this paper is become as a major important one. So, why do we study this paper, especially the Principles of Political Science? These courses discusses the concept, ideas and theories of both historically and analytically. While you study this program or these courses, you can gain more knowledge about the concept and ideas, various theoretical background knowledge. Not only that, you can interpret and you can go through the historical evidence and you can do analytically what is the subject play a significant role. In these aspects, the objective of the study is significant in nature. The another objectives also will focus about the student may learn about more on organization and functions of the state, because whoever may be, Aristotle, the father of political science, used to say that whoever may be the people or whoever may be people are directly or indirectly connection with the state system. So, the students who are studying about the Principles of Political Science, they might have learned about the organization and functions of the state. The another objectives, the third objective of the subject is, this course will enlighten the student to learn about the major political ideas such as rights, liberty, equality, law and justice. The reason is every concept, because concept means it is a conceived idea. So, we can learn a more political ideas through the Principles of Political Science. That is why this course objective is very clear that the students will learn more about liberty, rights, equality, law and justice. Not only that, next learning objectives will move, that is the fourth one. The course will give about basic fundamental ideas, especially the political ideals like civil society, democratic participation, political obligation to the students. So, there are many more political ideas also available. So, that also will be more useful to the student. And finally, the learning objectives will be more useful to the student. That main objective of the course is it will mitigate the better understanding of various political ideologies like Marxism, liberalism, socialism and Gandhism. The student will gather more knowledge related to the various concept and ideologies. Ideologies like Marxism. Marxism was propounded by Karl Marx. Liberalistic tendencies are there in politics. So, that is why liberalism will strengthen, students will gather more knowledge about the liberalism. Socialism, nowadays guild socialism, Marxian scientific socialism, Marxian socialism, these are all the familiar ideologies, concepts are available. And also last one is Gandhism. Gandhism is a now new phenomena in political science. Various scholars giving more preponderance support to the Gandhism and Gandhian principles and Gandhian ideals and Gandhian ideology. So, in this aspect, so Gandhism, so these are all the major learning objectives available in the political science. If you look about the principles of political science, we can look about the course outcome. At the end of the course, a student might have learned more knowledge. So, whenever they studied the principles of political science, they have chance to gain more rudimentary concept. They might have a well-versed knowledge in the field of political science concept. Not only that, they would have well understood the meaning, they can understand the meaning of political science. Even many of them is not understand what is the political science stands for. So, that is why this paper will basically students can gather more knowledge about the meaning of political science. If you ask about common people also, many of them they might have got a many degree. If you ask about what is a politics, many people thought that politics means it is not to the common people, because nowadays everybody used to say that, even many we used to talk to the students, politics became an oxygen. Without oxygen no one can survive. Without politics entire mundane cannot survive, whatever may be, because each and every discipline is interdisciplinary in nature, because they have relied upon one subject to the another subject, whatever may be nature. But nowadays the student of political science should aware of about to gather a more knowledge about the meaning of political science. Political science means we will see in a detailed manner in the syllabus wise. Political science means the study of state and government. Already I told you whoever may be, all are directly, indirectly connected to the state system. So, in this aspect, so outcome of the course, whenever the students study the political science, they will gather a more knowledge, rudimentary concept of political science, and also they have a clear cut knowledge about meaning, definition and importance of the political science. Next, second outcome is it enhances the better way of understanding ideal of state or idea of state. Plato has given about more the philosophy of ideal state. Nowadays state is not working for the ideal state. So, we can look about what state mean for. Aristotle used to say that state is meant for, or state is prior to the individual. In this aspect you can understand the better ideas of the state, what state mean for. Whether state is prior to the individual, or that is why even Tamil saying is that Bharati used to say that Tani Manidanukku Unavilliyal Jagathine Azhithiduvom. In this way, state is protect each and every individual, not only individual, entire group also, society, everything should be controlled by the state system. That is why state is ultimatum. Garner used to say that political science begins and ends with the state. So, in this manner the outcome of the course is more useful to the students. So, students can understand better way of state and its nature. The next course outcome means analyze various theories of the state. We may enjoy the state system nowadays, modern democratic state system. Initially state was because the divine origin theory was a famous theory, because there are many more theories are there. Divine origin theory was a ancient time scholars, western political thinkers have given a more support of divine origin theory of the state. State was originated and created by the God or divine forces. So, in this manner the divine origin theory of state is available. evolutionary theory of state is available, and social contract theory of state is available, force theory of state is available. So, likewise different theories are available related to the state. So, that is why we can analyze various theories of state. Nowadays modern state is marching towards a welfare state. So, what are the theories are applicable to develop the welfare state. So, in this aspect, so the outcome of the principles of political science will, or subject knowledge will be gained through various theories. So, in this way the course outcome will be more useful to the students. And fourth one is, the course outcome is the student can learn major concept of political science such as rights, liberty and equality, because rights what we are all enjoying as a fundamental rights. So, it is many of them is not aware of about. Even we used to talk about to the students every time when we are having a discussions with the students, interaction with the students, we used to say that whenever they are aware of about their rights, naturally there is any question about the human rights, because constitutionally, because everywhere we would know about whenever rights are misused, rights are violated, then only we can question about my rights are obliterated or disturbed or violations or takes place. Whenever we are all enjoy the basic concept of rights, liberty, liberty means it is a freedom, equality, social justice, many other way we can learn a major concept, because students will gather and they go with the major concept of political science such as rights, liberty, equality, justice and other aspects. So, in this way the course outcome will be more benefit to the students. And the last one is understanding of various ideologies of political science. Political ideologies are gained by the students. So, these are all the outcome, because various new ideologies also, because political ideology become as a separate paper, it is available. So, these are all the outcome of the courses. Next we will move on to the principles of political science syllabus. Through seeing the political science syllabus, especially the principles of political science, the first unit is dealing about introduction. I will fastly tell about first unit introduction, second unit is organization and function of the state, and the third unit theories of origin of state, and the fourth unit political ideas, and the fifth unit and political ideas. Two, that means two parts they have divided. So, let us go through in detailed manner. So, principles of political science in the unit 1 consists of various important rudimentary ideas of political science. First, in the principles of political science, we have to gather about meaning, nature and scope of political science. What is political science? We have to know about definitions, because definitions and meanings are having a different ideas, because definition means many thinkers, scholars within quotation it have its own explanation or ideas, that is a definition. Meaning means it mean for, it may be relevant to the ideas of political science. So, likewise there are number of definitions and meanings are available. So, we are going to look about nature and scope of political science. For example, I will explain to you meaning of political science. Political science means you would know about study of state and government, study of state and government, study of state and government. You could see that such a manner you can easily gather the knowledge, or there are thinkers have clearly explained about political science means articulation of power. We have to articulate, and substantiation of power and control of power. Another explanation is available. So, meaning of political science. Robert Dahl used to say that political science means it deals about the political system. Political system means what he means about government, society, people, all are the units. So, we are all knowing about the meaning of system. For example, tape record is a system, computer is a system. It have a different units. Likewise, state as consists of various units, people, society, community, institution, territory, all are different units comprised together, it becomes a system. So, body is a system, we are having a digestive system, excretory system, nervous system. So, likewise in we are having a political system. Political science means it is a political system. That's why he has written a book, Modern Political System, was written by Robert Dahl, and also that is famous. It is called as a modern political analysis. When we are analyzing the political system, it is called as analysis. Likewise, he has given our detail about in his book, Modern Political Analysis. So in this way, if you look about the meaning of political science deals with state and government. Why means we will see that later also we can look about in a detailed manner. State means all are having a connection with the state system. For example, India is a state, America is a state, China is a state, Sri Lanka is a state. So we are having the connectivity with the state system, and also we know that state have 4 elements: population, territory, government and sovereignty. So all these 4 elements are controlled by the government. So that's why we used to say that we are all aware of that political science means study of state and government. Its nature is clearly indicating that it have a more close relations and link with the people and institution. Scope also we can look about the nature of society and state system. It is very clear, it have its own purview. And also political science, next we can look about the relationship with the allied discipline. Political science is a relationship with the other social sciences, such as political sociology, political economy, politics with economy, politics with sociology, politics with psychology, politics with law. Likewise, each and every discipline is having an interlink with each other, complementary with each other. So likewise, each and every discipline, they have directly or indirectly they have link with the other discipline. Without, you cannot authentically say that my discipline is superior than other discipline. We cannot say like that. So in this manner, political science also having a close link and relationship with the other disciplines like economics, history, sociology, psychology and law. Even philosophy also, political philosophy, politics and philosophy also having a more connection with each other. So in this manner, we can look about the wide range of relationship with the other allied disciplines. Nowadays, we can look about that one as a political science relationship with the other social sciences. Likewise, we can in a lesson study material, we can look into the detailed manner. Next, we will look about in the first unit different approaches to the study of political theory. There are different approaches are available related to the study of political theory. There is a historical approach, traditional approach, empirical approach, comparative approach. Likewise, we are having a different approaches to the study of political theory. For example, one of the famous approaches available to the political theory means institutional approach of political science. Aristotle visualized, because he is a supporter of institutional approach. If you want to start any institution, you should have a certain idea. You have to visualize, okay, I am going to start one company. Who is going to head the company? What are all the rules and regulations are needed for the company? How many employees are to be there? How long the institution will function? Likewise, we are having a certain idea about institution. So likewise, Aristotle has given about institutional approach. Suppose a democratic system, what we are having in a state system, we are having a democratic state. Nowadays, government is, we are forming a democratic form of government to control the state. If you look about the state, that is a different perspective we can look about. Unitary state, federal state, quasi-federal state. But even though government, what control also, it is called as a, sometimes we may say about, for example, parliamentary government, democratic government, presidential form of government. When we are discuss related to the state, we may call it as a democratic state, communist state. Likewise, here we can look about the institutional approach. The state should be recognized based on certain institutional identity. So that's why the philosopher, especially the Aristotle, has given a clear-cut idea that institution, for example, he has visualized 2000 years before, he want to set up a democratic state where people should control the power, people should enjoy the power, and also all the people should have a equal power in the state. That is a democratic state. He has visualized, he has thought that state is institution. So, that was a type of ideology generated by Aristotle, that is institutional approach. Likewise, different approaches are available, comparative approach, comparing one state to the another state or one institution to the another institution. So, likewise philosophical approach, Marxist approach, likewise different approaches are available to the political science or the study of political theory. So, we will look about that one in detailed manner. In the syllabus, I am telling about or excelling the idea, these are all available related to the different approaches to the study of political theory. Then another important aspect of an introduction, basic ideas of the first unit is the key concept. We have to look about what is state, sovereignty, power, citizenship, nation, nationality and global order. So, these are all the key concepts available in the political science. Already I told you state. So, without state you cannot imagine the political science. All are somehow directly or indirectly linked with the state system. That is why Aristotle used to say that whoever it may be, all are somehow directly indirectly linked with the state system. If at all they have not linked with the state system, they may be called as a beast or evil forces. So, state is play a mitigating role. Garner, I used to say that state political science begin with the state and end with the state. So, that is why state play a significant role in the political science. What is state? State means Aristotle explained, he was a father of political science, he has given about detailed idea. State means simply he has to say that association of association, but there are many more thinkers, scholars have explained in a clear cut manner about what is state stands for. State means whenever people have started to live in a particular organized territory, within the organized territory, whenever they are having a self-sufficient government for rule themselves within that particular territory is called as a state. Like there are different scholars and thinkers have given a clear-cut explanation related to the state. So, that is why state play a mitigating role. Nowadays, where different type of state is available, already I have given about generally state where we are having a unitary state. If all the state together form a state system, that is called as a, even in India we are all knowing about union of state, that is called as a federal state. If it is a single state system, that is a unitary state, like a parliamentary state or federal state, different form they are calling about welfare state, different nature is available. We will see in a detailed manner in the description lesson. So, state play a significant role. So, we will see in the lesson in a detailed manner. Next, sovereignty. Sovereignty play a significant role in the politics. The state consists of 4 elements. You could not see the politics without state. State consists of 4 elements: population, second one is territory, and third one is government, and fourth one is sovereignty. I have written rightly. Sovereignty. Sovereignty is one of the important elements of the state. For example, you do know about if the people have started to live in a, because population, peoples are living in a particular territory. Whenever people are living in a particular organized territory, for controlling the people and the territory, they need a government. Government is a essential. Whenever government should function in a sovereign manner. Sovereign means moral and ethical manner. Without sovereignty, you cannot imagine. It is a invisible one in nature, moral and ethical power of the state. For example, in India, we are having a state. If the government is not properly functioning, not doing a moral and ethical duty to the common people and civil people or civilians, naturally state will wither away, buried and dead. So, that is why the sovereignty is a essential elements of the state. So, these are all the 4 essential elements. State consists of 4 elements: population, territory, government and sovereignty. Sovereignty means supreme power, or it is a superannus power. Its sovereignty is derived from the Latin word superannus, that means supreme power. So, state is controlled by the sovereignty. So, that is why sovereignty, we will see about meaning and types of sovereignties are available, maybe de facto sovereignty, de jure sovereignty, titular sovereignty, democratic sovereignty. Likewise, different types of sovereignties are available. So, we could see that one in a detailed manner. Next concept is the power. Power you could go know about. Political science means shaping and sharing of power is called as a political science. That is another meaning and a definition is available. You could see clearly, because shaping and sharing of power is called as a political science. Already I have given about explanation related to the meaning of political science: articulation of power, substantiation of power, and control of power. Because even we might have knows about everywhere the power is connected to the common people: electricity power, students power, educational power, knowledge is power. So, liberty also, equality and different concept ideals are also exercised with the. So, equality means it have its own power. Whenever an inequality where they cannot enjoy the equal power with the all other common people. So, that is why power play a mitigating role in the political science. Power means a probability of shifting an order. So, it have its own ability to substantiate level of power is available. So, that power could be controlled through political system or political power. So, that is why political power is a very, very essential one. So, that is why we could see that we are going to look about the meaning, nature, scope and significance and types of power in the political science. So, political science means shaping and sharing of powers are shared in a different manner. So, that is why international power, nuclear power, likewise power play a significant role. That is why we could see in a detailed manner. Next, citizenship. Citizenship play a significant role in the politics, because Aristotle also used to say that he has given about the clear cut explanation about who is a citizen. Citizen means, because many of common people also not aware of about the meaning of citizen. They are living in the state, but they might have not aware of about citizenship means a person who acquired a citizenship and enjoying into the particular state is called as a citizenship. So, one who enjoy the nationality or loyalty towards a nation is called as a nationalism. Through nationalism, where acquiring a citizenship is called as a citizenship. Constitutionally provided a person to enjoy the citizenship activities called as a citizenship. Who is a citizen? A person who enjoys the civil and political rights is called as a citizen. That was a explanation clearly mentioned by Aristotle. A citizen means a person who enjoys the both civil and political rights. In those days previously people are not able to participate into the political and civil rights. They are not, many people are not allowed to exercise their voting rights. They cannot exercise their franchise. They are not allowed to get the education. Likewise, many other way where the civil rights are not enjoyed by the few other people. So, that is citizen means a person who enjoys both civil and political rights, because you do know about there are number of inequality. Invariably we can look about different type of discriminations are taking place in the state order. A citizen means where, for example, you might know about as a citizen of India means where he can move here and there, because it is given about constitutional fundamental rights of part 3rd of Indian Constitution clearly explain about. Article 12 to 35 clearly explain about how, because especially in a citizen, if you look about Article 5 to 11 clearly explain about the citizenship of Indian, how he can enjoy the, how he can acquire through natural and non-natural, unnatural manner, how he can enjoy the citizenship. Everything is given about clearly, but citizen means a person who enjoys both civil and political, enjoying all sort of civil and political rights. If he is not enjoying, he is not a citizen. So, we will look about that one in a detailed manner. Next, nation. Nation means birth, because that nation is derived from the Latin word natio or natus, a birth, because that is why based on the national identity the nationalism will emerge, the nationality will also come. So, that is why Indian nation we may have So that is why the nation is play a significant role. That is why in a political science we can look about in a different perspective. What is state, what is nation, what is a country, what is a society, what is a nationalism, what is a nationality. Each and everything is a little bit closely linked with each other, but small demarcation is there. So that is why we can look about a detailed manner of nation and nationality. Nationality is you would knows about a nationalistic perspective, one who has more patriotic tendency, loyalty towards the nation is called as a nationality and a nationalism. Nation identity, nation process become as a major aspects. So in the syllabus it is framed nationality is a important theme to be covered up in the political science. And the last one is global order. In a global order where you don't know about global warming or green political theory is giving about more on environmental or political ecology. Nowadays state is facing lot of problem because G15, G7 everywhere people used to, because liberalization, globalization, privatization, all these processes are mushrooming in the political science in an international arena where global order to become as a major thrust area in the political science. So that is why introduction, basic concept to be gathered in the principles of political science. That is why unit 1 is comprised of meaning, nature and scope of political science and political science relationship with the other discipline and various approaches related to the political science, that means political theory, and also we are going to look about various concept, key concept like a state, sovereignty, power, citizenship, nation, nationality and global order. So these are all come under the purview of first unit, introduction. Next we will look about second unit, organization and functions of the state. So state has its own functions. So that is why we can aware of about what are all the organization functions of the state is available. That will be discussed in the second unit, origin of the state, essential elements of the state, functions of the state, separation of power, division of power, democracy, forms of government and constitution. So these are all comes under the second unit. Origin of the state. Evolutionary theory also giving more importance to the origin of the state. Nowadays we are having a full-fledged state system. If you look about ancient time where the main aim of, you cannot having a systematic state system. That is why country, state is become as a major important theme to be discussed into the politics. When the people are started to live in a association, that is why Aristotle used to define or explain that what is state. State is an association of association. Whenever people have started to live like a families, as a group of people, as a particular association. Family is an association. Parents, children together they live, it is a family. Then when families together form a particular communities within the particular territory, that is called as a community, or based on the caste, clan, race, some other form, they form a some society. Then society together they form a association. Then state level, wide level they are forming a, so that is why association of association is called as a state according to the Aristotle. So that is why nowadays we are having a full-fledged state. For example, India, we are not become as a state. Even we got independence in the year of 1947, India is not a state, it is a country or a nation. Nowadays we are all discussing about more on nation state. If you look about the state system, state means whenever legally we framed ourselves to enjoy the sovereign, social or secular power, whatever may be the constitutional power to be enjoyed within the particular purview is called as a state. So we became as a state in 1950 onwards. Until that we have not enjoyed the state powers, or we are not enjoyed the powers and functions of the state, because our state was controlled by the other state. So that is why the colonialism is called as another aspects in our ideology in the political science. So we could look about origin of state, because many theories are there, evolutionary theory, force theory, social contract theory, then modern level welfare state system. Likewise different level we can look about the origin of state. Then essential elements of the state, we have 4 elements are there in the state: population, territory, government and state. Without 4 elements you cannot imagine any state. All the states are having 4 elements: people, that means population, they are having a topographical, geographical structure, territory, land space and water level, they are having a territory. Whenever people are living in a territory, for controlling the people territory, they need a government. It may be a monarchical government or aristocratic form of government or democratic government or parliamentary, whatever may be. They need a government to control. In those days, state was controlled by one person, monarchy. Then aristocracy, few people have control. Now democracy, power is given to all the people. So that's why the state consists of 4 elements: population, territory, they need a government to control, and fourth one is sovereignty. Sovereignty becomes an essential element. We cannot see that one, it is invisible in nature. So essential elements of the state we can look about. Population, depending upon nature of the surveys, you might know about India also now supersedes the China in the population as concern. So in this manner, because a few other state is not having a population, proper population, because the manpower is essential. That's why politics means shaping and sharing of power. So it need a manpower to exercise some functions of the state, military power or representative power, so many ways. So that's why the population, territory, topographical condition is essential. In those days, if you look about, the state is not in a confined, the frontier is not in particular level, because territorial annexure was a major concern. That kingdom was expanded by so many ways, territorial expansion by annexion or expansion through invasions or war, rebellions, some other way it was took place. Nowadays, modern days also, after the end of the first and second world war, now we are having a, through UNO, we are having a full-fledged state system where we are having LOC, LAC, line of occupied control or line of actual control. Everything has been followed in the political science or political system. So in this manner, we can look about more on the origin of state and essential elements of the state and functions of the state. What are the major limited functions are there? Because state has to function its own internal sovereignty and external sovereignty. So state has to, within the state, where they have to maintain an internal sovereignty, where they cannot breach their that means they cannot interfere on other countries' sovereignty. So having amicable relations with the other nation state, maintaining peace, stability, order, good governance was or the major concern of the state system. So that's why these are all the functions of the state. So in the state where government is playing a significant role, where we can go for a separation of power. Montesquieu was one of the famous thinker. We could see that one in a detail in lesson, but in a syllabus I am giving some little bit precision, that means clear little bit explanation, the conceived idea I am explaining about separation of power. Because if you look about, the state was controlled by government. Government consists of 3 elements: executive, legislature, judiciary, where judiciary should function independently without interference of other organs. So that's why separation of power. Division of power is different, because when a center and a state power, that is a different, we will come on that one later. So the separation of power. Montesquieu was a famous thinker, one who emphasized the separation of power, the power to be separated between executive, legislature and judiciary. So judiciary, where whenever executive means they are the lawmakers, legislature means lawmaking house, judiciary is the law interpreter. So in this way, where you could see that when the judiciary is interfered by the executive and legislature, where judiciary will not function in independent manner. So that's why the separation of power is an important one. That one we can look about in a detailed manner. Then division of power. Division of power means where the power should be transferred from one place to the another place. For example, in a federal setup, where center alone cannot control the state. So the division of power has been distributed to the other organs or other elements. So in this manner, division of power we can look about, where that's why the checks and balance and federal setup and unitary system, everything should be controlled based on whether it is a centralization of power or decentralization of power. So based on that one, we can exercise the power. So that could be discussed in a detailed manner in the division of power. Next is functions. Nowadays, democratic system is a more viable for the state function. So that's why the democratic system, democratic state become as a important one. So democratic state means whenever state is functioning in more democratic manner, without any authoritarianism or monarchical way, it is not good, viable. So, that way democratic state will, democratic organization, democratic institution, a democratic process, democratic power will enhance, strengthen the state function. So, that is why we could look about, we will see that meaning and nature. Democracy means everybody aware of about Abraham Lincoln famous quotation, democracy mean for, democracy is a form of government for the people, of the people and by the people. So, democracy means it is a people government, very simple one. So, the power should be enjoyed by all the people is called as a demo means people, crazy means government or rule or power. So, crazy means people power, democracy means people power. So, in this way we can look about that types are there, direct democracy, indirect democracy, where people have directly participated into the government process. It is called as a direct democracy, indirect democracy. All over the world except Switzerland, all other states are enjoying the indirect democracy. We are not directly electing our representative, we are not assembled in one place to form the government through secret vote ballot system. We are all indirectly form the government. So, that is why indirect democracy is exercised in India and other parts of the world except Switzerland. Then forms of government, different forms of governments are available, parliamentary form of government, presidential form of government, unitary form of government, federal form of government. Likewise, different forms are, we are going to look about detailed manner in the lessons. Constitution. So, for exercising the state function, government function and enjoying the people power, we need the constitution. Constitution is derived from the Latin word constitute. There means bundles of rods. That means we have to be function the state and government, and controlling the people we need a rules and regulations, provisions. So, that is why the constitution play a significant role. So, in the principles of political science, we can look about the types of constitution and significance of the constitution and merits and demerits of the constitution in a detailed manner in the subject. Next, in the third unit, theories of origin of state. So, origin of state, where it now we are having a full-fledged state system, but there are number of theories are there. It is more important to know about in the political science. There are theories are available in the third unit, divine origin theory. Many thinkers believed that in the ancient time the divine forces or even there are thinkers like Saint Thomas Aquinas, they have given about clear idea about Saint Thomas Aquinas, Marsilio Padua. There are the thinkers, they have given about a divine origin theory. So, the state was created by the God. So, king is the incarnation of God. So, these kind of tendencies were created in ancient time. So, that is why they believed that state is created by God. So, that was a theory, divine origin theory. So, we could see that one in a detailed manner in the lessons. Then force theory, even rights what we are all enjoying in those days, mighty's right was a basic rights enjoyed in those days. So, whoever is having a mighty person or mighty power, they have started to control the state system, or they exercise the power through government process. So, the force theory was established by few scholars. So, we could see that one in detailed manner. Then patriarchal and matriarchal theory. In the third unit, we could see a detailed manner about patriarchal and matriarchal theory. Patriarchal means paternal factor, father based state system are established, and matriarchal theory, mothers or women folks are controlled the state system. So, even many scholars also argue that before, nowadays we are all men folks are controlling the state. In those days only matriarchal theory was a famous. Morgan like many other thinkers have given about support of matriarchal theory. They believed that because in those days king is not available in the state, that is why the state is controlled by the queen. In those days even there are so many factors are there that in explanation we could look about in a detailed manner. The matriarchal theory means where the king is not available in the state, he may be waging a war, he is not available in the state, the power is handed over to the woman folks, the queen or maternal folks, they controlled the state. Paternal means they go for a hunting or they go for a war, they never available in the state. Once they started to occupy the territory, they will go on to the annexation of territory was a major concern in those time. So, the king is not available in the state. So, that time the power is handed over to the women folks. So, that why the matriarchal theory was a famous in those days. Thereafter patriarchal theory also gained a more momentum. So, we could see that one in a later detailed manner in the subject. Then social contract theory, that is a famous one, everybody is aware of about Hobbes law, Rousseau. These three thinkers played a significant role for the social contract theory. That means you would be aware of that natural law, political law was generated with the help of social contract theory. Hobbes used to say that where natural law becomes an important one, man basically naturally his instinct is very nasty, brutal. Later after Hobbes law has to come through his workbook, True Treatise of Civil Government, where he has explained about a man is having a more rational human being. So, he is having a better way to behave with the others. He is not a filthy, nasty and brutal. He is having a more amicable, close relationship with the other people. Then Rousseau has to come, general will. All the people are having a will to follow a same momentum with each other. So, in this manner the social contract theory lay down the basic fundamental ideas about the major understanding about the law, liberty, equality and justice in a general perspective. So, that is why social contract theory played a significant role. So, that is why the theories and origin of the state, all these theories play a significant role, and also the evolutionary theory over the period how the theory has become as a significant role in the origin of state. These are also to be discussed in the third unit. Next, fourth unit we are going to look about political ideas. There are a number of political ideas are available, but as far as the syllabus is concerned, in the fourth unit we are going to look about rights, liberty, equality, justice, rule of law, civil society, revolution, democratic participation and political obligation. So, these are all comes under the purview of fourth unit. Political ideas, major we may treat as a major political ideas. Rights become as a major important ideas, political ideas of the human being. So, in the students where they can gather more knowledge about meaning of rights, types of rights, significance of rights. Likewise, liberty. After the French Revolution only people have started to enjoy the rights, liberty and equality. Until that people have not enjoyed the rights, liberty and equality. I think many of you are aware of about that French Revolution played a significant role, where common people cannot be able to enjoy their political rights. Only the elite people, egalitarian society is not exercised on that time. Only elite people, aristocratic people only enjoyed the rights. Other people are treated as slaves. Through the French Revolution, common people also, in the emperor where he is not take care of about the people and government and good governance of the people, only the elite class and aristocrat family only they have enjoyed. When in France, the French Revolution took place at France. In the France where the severe famine took place, that time king is not take care of about the common people. So, that time civilians, common people ventured into the palace, they thrown out the king. So, that time only people come to know about, oh, that rights to be not only allocated or enjoyed by the king, it should be applicable to all the people. So, the rights are gaining momentum in the political system. So, that is why the liberty equalities are gained through the French Revolution. So, then justice are maintained later. So, that is why political ideals we could see about the rights, liberty and justice are the major political ideas, and rule of law. Law became as a significant force for maintaining in the rule of the state or government. So, we are derived the rule of law system from the Britain, because that is why in a democratic form of government where excuse me 1 minute. Sir, picture என்னோட பிக்சர் வரலையா சார்? அது மட்டும் ஆட் பண்ண, அது ஆரம்பத்துலேருந்தே இல்லை, அது வராதுங்களா? இல்லை வெரி வாய்ஸ் மட்டும். So, fourth unit focuses about the political ideas. There are a number of political ideas are available in the Principles of Political Science, but in PG level we are going to look about few important political ideas like rights, liberty, equality, justice, rule of law, civil society, revolution, democratic participation and political obligations. So, rights play a significant role in the political science. We could know about, because without rights, because the right is a major important aspects, especially right to equality. Democratic system is functioning on the basis of right to equality. If you are not treated in a equal manner, where you cannot enjoy your liberty and justice. So that's why the rights play a significant role in the politics. Even liberty means the freedom. Without freedom, where you cannot enjoy rights and equality. So that's why we could see about the rights, liberty, equality and justice. The French Revolution played a significant role to enjoy all these kind of political ideals, especially the rights, liberty, equality and justice. Initially, where rights are not enjoyed by all the people. In the Louis XIV used to say that I am the state. So he enjoyed all sort of power, because whatever the king says, that became as a rule of law or rule. He is ultimatum in the state system. So later the French Louis 16th or 17th period, that period where the French Revolution took place, where common people cannot be able to enjoy their political rights, civil rights or economic rights. Only that aristocrat people, elite people, those who are ruling the state, they have only enjoyed the rights and liberties or freedoms are enjoyed by the only aristocrat people, elite people. So that time the French Revolution played a significant role to exercise or enjoy the rights and liberties, because when the French faced a severe famine, severe drought, that time the king is not did the good governance to the common people. So only that people have through famine, that time the people used to take food as a sand and wood, and they are not having a food. Only king only enjoyed all sort of privileges, and they enjoyed power. They only eat the potato, they are not supplied to the common people, civilians. So that time where common people ventured to the emperor palace, where they have thrown out the king, then only people come to know about, oh, they are also, that's why the equality, liberty and fraternity has born through the French Revolution, the year of 1789. That was a famous aspects in the political science. Through that, where people have started to enjoy the rights, liberty and equality in the world order. Thereafter only people have started to enjoy their political justice, economic justice and many sort of justice are available to the people. And also through that British government, the rule of law also established to the other countries in the world order, because whenever we are exercising all sort of rights, liberty, we need a legalization. So John Austin in his lectures on jurisprudence, where he has given about the more importance related to the law, where he believes about the rule of law. Law could be exercised in a proper and democratic manner to the people. So then only people could enjoy their good governance and good political system should be available in the state. That's why the rule of law play a significant role in the political system. That's why we are going to look about more detail about the rule of law. Then civil society. Civil society means where civilians should enjoy all sort of privileges prescribed by the constitution, and also within the purview of state system, or state preponderance, or state is prior to the individual. Whatever the individual should enjoy within the state based on their community, association, society, institution, where they have to be enjoyed in a aspect that could be provided by the government and the state. So then only the civil society, for example, civil society where people used to start their self-help group, where they are allowed to exercise, to go freely for participating to the or uplifting or enhancement of the woman power. Likewise, the civil society also important aspects in the political science. So that is our civil societies become as nowadays major ideals in the politics. So we will see detailed manner about civil society in detailed manner in the 4th unit. Then revolution, because based on the revolution, where we could see about a lot of developments are taken place in the political science. For example, in agricultural green revolution we may talk about, for agricultural development. Even modern days people used to talk about, because we would have seen about green revolution, white revolution, brown revolution, blue revolution, likewise different sort of revolution that is based on different aspects. But revolution, as far as the Karl Marx is concerned, for establishing a state we need a revolution. That was a ideology was recommended by Karl Marx, because he was one of the famous social scientists, when he framed his communism ideology, he believed that other sort of ideologies are, because he has through his dialectic principles of from Hegel, he derived the communism principle from Hegel dialectic principle or dualistic materialism, thesis, antithesis and synthesis. So, Karl Marx believed that he was a social reformer. The state should exercise all sort of power to the material basis, not on a general level. So, whenever state is not provided anything, we have to attain everything through the revolution. So, that was a ideology recommended by, revolutionary ideology was recommended by Karl Marx. That is why except rebellion and internal war, civilian war or external aggrandizement, that is a different. But Karl Marx recommended that revolution means it should play a significant role to formulate the state system. For example, he believed that democracy means all are equal before the law. Communism means all are equal before the wealth, all should be treated equally before the wealth. So, that is why if at all people are not treated equally before the wealth, the state should wither away, state should be abolished or eradicated, state should be diseased. That was the ideology mentioned by Karl Marx related to the state system. So, he believed that revolution is one of the mitigating tools to enjoy the state power process. So, in this manner, so revolution were silent revolution, different types of revolutions are there, meaning, importance of revolution, types of revolution, merits and demerits of revolution, we could see in a detailed manner in the subject. Then democratic participation, next topic is a democratic participation, that also comes under the political ideas of 4th unit. So, democratic process, democratic government means we know that it is a form of government enjoyed by the people without any kind of hindrances, all are treated equally before the law is called as a democracy. That government should, people is the ultimate sovereign, all the people have a equal right to enjoy the political power is called as a democratic government. But nowadays where rural urban dichotomy, various discriminations are taking place in the, because especially citizen participation, people participation is declining in the democratic process, maybe not aware of about the democratic system or so many democratic ideals are not exercised by the people. So, that is why democratic participation is a very important one, we will look about that one in a detailed manner in the lesson. Political obligations, so that is an important one in the political science, where we could apply some sort of concept or ideology that could become as obligations necessary and rudimentary for exercising the or functioning of the state system. So, that is why political obligation also important one in the political science, principles of political science. So, political science that especially the principles of political science 4th units, the political ideals consist, because we are splitted to the political ideas 1 and political ideas 2. 4th unit deals about the political ideas about 1, or second one is about the political ideologies. Likewise, we can differentiate it. So, 4th unit we are going to look about rights, liberty, equality, justice, rule of law, civil society, revolution, democratic participation and political obligation in detailed manner. Next, last one is that unit 5, political ideologies. So, here we are going to look about major ideologies. Ideology means it is like a concept, liberalism, neoliberalism, Marxism, socialism, fascism and Gandhiism. So, liberal ideals, state should be formulated on the basis of liberal tendencies, liberal, free, there should not be any cutting, because for example, we are all controlled by the colonialistic process, colonialism. We cannot exercise our power or rule in a free manner. So, we are all controlled by the colonialism or colonial power. State was directly controlled by the other state is called as a colonialism. Now, we are not controlled by the colonial power through our nationalistic tendency. We have thrown out the colonial power. Now, we are all enjoying free independent state system. We are liberal. We ourselves to form our own government to enjoy the people power. So, the liberalistic tendency became as a more important one. So, we could look about meaning, nature, scope as usual about the merits and demerits of liberalism. Now, it is neoliberalistic tendency, because starting from the end of the Second World War to the 1990s, where the liberalistic tendency took place in the politics. Then post liberalism, that means neo-liberalistic tendency, because based on the neo-Marxism, neo-socialistic tendency, because nowadays neo-colonialism is taking place. Already I told you, colonialism means a state directly control over the other state is called as a colonialism. For example, we are all directly controlled by the British government until the 1947. So thereafter, even UNO article 73 and 74 of UNO article is clearly mentioning that there should not be any state should not be exercise a colonial power. Now there is a colonial power, UN will interfere and they will eradicate the colonial power. Nowadays what happened means, nowadays based on the globalization, privatization and liberalization, state has started to control over indirectly. Direct control over the other state is called as a colonialism. Nowadays indirectly, for example, Iraq was indirectly controlled by the American government, interim government was there. So likewise, where a few other states where that neoliberalistic tendencies are emerging. So that's why the neoliberalism based on the liberalization, privatization, globalization, indirect liberties are infiltrated towards the other countries' liberalism. So that kind of activities are going to be discussed. Then Marxism is a famous based on the communism, scientific communisms are discussed. Nowadays Marxism, neo-Marxisms are taking place into the political science. So we are going to look about ideology of Marxism in detailed manner. Karl Marx was one of the prominent social thinker. He was a renewed Germanian, he born in Germany, he died at London, but his concept, because Lenin has exercised the Marxism principles, Stalin are expanded. So Lenin and Stalin are expanded the Marxism principle to the world order. That we could see about merit and demerits are available. Then socialism, socialistic pattern, that's also important ideologies in political science. We could look about meaning, nature, scope and merits and demerits of socialism. And fascism. Fascism is a famous concept. I think Nazism, fascism was generated by Nazi forces, especially Italy and Germany forces have developed the concept of Nazism and fascism. Nazism was generated and developed by Hitler, Adolf Hitler, you might know about that. Fascism was generated by Italy, Mussolini. Fascism was dead against the democratic principles. The main aim is Nazism means one man and one rule policy. So fascism is support of Nazism. They are dead against the democratic ideals. So that is basis fascism. We could see about in a detailed manner what is the meaning of fascism and merits and demerits, significance, and we could see in a detailed manner in the lesson. And Gandhism, nowadays Gandhism is another important ideology in the political science, because Gandhiji is a peace lover. His ideology is a main is non-violence, ahimsa, peace. So Gandhism play a major role in the political science in the international arena, world order. Nowadays people used to follow, because everywhere Leo Tolstoy also used to say about, when he has written, he has focused about on war, then he has realized about no, war is no way helpful. So that's why he has written about war and peace. Gandhi is also the follower of, because Edmund, you are all knowing about that Donald and other scholars where they have Leo Tolstoy are much given influence to the Gandhism. Gandhi is followed a Leo Tolstoy idea, and Bertrand Russell ideologies are followed by Gandhi. So Gandhi as a preacher of non-violence, ahimsa, peace, satyagraha. So in this way, where many national, international level politics, where Gandhism ideals or principles, ideologies are more applicable to the modern days. So in this way, the principles of political science cover up entire holistic perspectives we can look about. If you look about all the aspects in the 5th unit, ideologies, but we will go back, that 4th unit is political ideas, and 3rd unit theories and origin of the state, and 2nd unit is origin and function of the state, and the first one is basic rudimentary ideas about political science, that means introduction. So introduction we could see about meaning, nature, scope of political science and relevant concept and ideas and functions of the state and theories of and origin of the state in the 3rd unit, and 4th unit is political ideas like liberty, equality, justice, rights and political obligations, and 4th unit is political ideologies, major ideologies, 5th unit political ideology. So these are all the syllabus available in the principles of political science. So thank you. We could see all these aspects in a detailed manner, each and every aspects into the lesson in a detailed manner. Thank you.